Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film Taken 2. Liam Neeson is being hunted down by the relatives of the people he hunted down and killed to get his daughter back from white slavery and from being a sex slave. And their relatives have come back to kill Liam Neeson because he killed their relatives. And they've already targeted him, and unfortunately his ex-wife and daughter have decided to surprise him and meet him in Istanbul, where coincidentally all these people are coming to try to kill Liam Neeson, and so they get involved as well. So it's kind of like Taken, but with more characters and a lot less fun. The problem with Taken 2 really is the problem with like Jaws 2 or Death Wish 2. Like Taken, like Death Wish and Jaws were like these films that had this new idea. Like the first Taken had all these new refreshing ideas. Liam Neeson had never really done the action star thing before. Kind of simple genre pick, and it was something that caught everyone off guard, and it was like considered refreshing at the time, very different, very new. Now Taken 2 basically takes everything that was unexpected in the original film and makes it expected. And in a lot of ways, the director of this film and Liam Neeson get that. You know, there's a part where she's like, what are you going to do? And he's like, do what I do best. And half the audience I was with said that line before Liam Neeson could say it, because they all expected him to say it. And in the first film, it was so badass, because you're like, oh, that's so cool. I didn't see that coming. Liam Neeson's so awesome. Even though it was a little cliche, very straight genre, and it was a little lame, you went with it. And then this time, it was just so anticipated. You knew at every turn what he was going to do. It can't be a simple genre film, because you add in all these extra characters, and it's so like the original Taken, but like a shitty ripoff with more characters, which is like never a good idea. I mean, I know that's like a whole sequel idea. Let's do the same thing, but add on characters. I really didn't want to see the family gathering version of Taken. It was more fun having this lone vigilante going after people. Really, I think what Taken needed and had a very lack of was accepting the ridiculousness of the violence and how this is still going on and how it really should have just been one film, like Death Wish or Jaws. But it doesn't accept that, just like Death Wish 2 and Jaws 2. And because of that, it's a really lifeless kind of action movie. There was one scene where Liam Neeson, he's fighting with this guy, and then suddenly they're fighting in this like stage area. Like they're fighting, and then they fight, and there's like this little stage in the middle of the room, and they fight on the stage. And I was like, finally, you're like accepting really what you are and going with it. It doesn't really have the dark broodingness that the original Taken had. Certainly, this isn't the worst Liam Neeson action movie that's come out. If you've ever seen Unknown, that is a horrible piece of shit. And this doesn't even come close, because at least it was semi-B-level enjoyable. But, you know, the burden that any sequel has is that it has to live up to the original. And the original, you know, I don't love the original Taken, but having seen it on FX countless times and having seen it originally, I think it's actually a pretty decent little simple genre pick, and I kind of like that about it. And this film kind of goes away with that and is a lot more Hollywood, but in the worst sense, because it's like bad storytelling. It doesn't have the brooding darkness that was the really fun idea for that movie. I mean, it would have been different if he was saving some other girl, like a friend's daughter, from, you know, being a sex slave and stuff. That would be more interesting. Being brooding and alone and thinking, which is really like kind of like a cool genre movie thing, rather than the Hollywood idea, like, let's have all these people and they'd be friends and they can explain shit. Why would I want to see Taken 2 other than to see Liam Neeson kick ass? I don't really want his daughter to be involved in him kicking ass. Like, does his daughter need to be involved? Like, she's saved already. She was already taken. I don't know what I really expected from it. It's Taken 2. I didn't have a horrible time. It's not a terrible, terrible movie, but the final product is kind of like a crap Hollywood sequel, just like Jaws 2 and Death Wish 2. Frankly, I'm more excited for Taken 3, when they get super ridiculous and the body count goes astronomically high and it makes absolutely no sense that this is still going on. That's the movie I want to see, but I don't want to see like 2. I hope there is a Taken 3, and I hope it's ridiculous and silly, and I can laugh at it with an audience because it's so ridiculous and stupid, but it owns itself in that, and it's just violent debauchery of stupidness. But this is not really anything. It's just like a shitty sequel, kind of repurposing the same plot, but with more characters. If you're ever thinking, man, I like Taken, but what if Taken was worse? That is Taken 2. So if you have seen Taken 2 and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to.